I'm Lee Kirby, Chairman and co-founder of Salute Mission Critical. We're the biggest privately held data center services company in the world, and we're proud of the fact that in doing that, we've hired thousands of veterans and military spouses over the years to our great advantage. Today, I've got a chance to visit with Zach Peterson, an Air Force veteran who has come into the industry and landed at Salute Mission Critical. We're going to learn more about his journey and what got him here, because this series is based on sharing tips, tricks, and techniques for getting into the industry. Welcome to the show, Zach.
Thanks, Lee.
So I'm Army, you're Air Force. We probably talk different things, but doing the same mission, protecting the country. Could you tell me a little bit about your military background?
Sure. So I joined in 2007, and I was able to get into a pretty cool career field called Airborne Mission System Specialist. And from the tech school, I went up to Offutt Air Force, Nebraska, Offutt Air Force Base. So up there, I was kind of a airborne IT guy, where I would bring software and onto the jet, pre-flight the jet, and then maintain the jet, make sure that all the systems on board, all the collection equipment on board would work during the flight, during the mission, and then deflight it after the flight.
Awesome. Sounds like fun.
It was a lot of fun. Long flights though.
Yeah. How did you get from there to Salute? There's always a path that everybody takes that's a little bit different.
Yeah. So after the Air Force, my transition was a little rougher than it should have been, or it could have been. I came back down to Texas. The reason I wanted to leave the Air Force in the first place was so I could go to college. Unfortunately, I didn't plan it as well as I could have. And so when I got down here, I was using my GI Bill, and even though I had the Montgomery, it still wasn't enough. So I would have to take breaks, work a side job, then go back into the school. And it took me about 5 years to get through college, even going through summers and stuff like that. But I ended up finding my way to Salute back about a year ago in September of 2022. Because during my college career, I had done certain odd jobs, maintenance, handyman type stuff, and my college plus my Air Force experience kind of molded together to give me a good resume to work at a data center. And so it's been a really great fit during the entire about 8 months that I've been working at Salute now.
Awesome, and hope a lot more. So
yes.
Everybody talks about transferable skills. What do you think you learned best in the military that has helped you in your civilian path? Because I know you don't get to do a lot of IT on airplanes for Salute.
Sure, yeah. No, so the technical skills, those mold together and just give you a better feel for different types of equipment. Because nothing on a jet is going to match what's in a data center, except for maybe the server racks. But other than that, it's all different. But the transferable skills, I would say just technical expertise in general, being able to read wiring diagrams, being able to work in a team, troubleshooting is the big one. Troubleshooting, if you're a great troubleshooter in the military, on military equipment, you're going to have just as great of a time outside of the military in a data center environment. Whether you're working on HVAC equipment, plumbing, electrical, anything. I would say attention to detail is a big one. The military really stresses attention to detail because, when you're in combat or in a war, if you miss little things, they can really have a great impact later down the line and might end up costing people's lives. And so attention to detail is a big one. That helps in a data center. Having a security clearance is a big one. I don't know if you'd call that a skill really, but it's definitely something that only a few people are able to get. Security is a big deal in data centers, maybe the biggest deal. I would say, that's probably an important part.
Cool.
And maybe
agree with you more on the whole problem solving and attention to detail is so valuable, and it's so hard to measure, and you don't see it on a resume. But if people could understand all the values that veterans bring to the industry, I think they would be hiring in even greater numbers. And I attribute the success of Salute to those type of skills and the people that we've been hiring. So you talked about taking a little while to get through college. What, if you could do it over again, would you tell yourself to do? What tips and tricks and techniques to make it a little smoother for you?
Sure. I remember when I was enlisted as a young guy, everybody kept telling me, do your CLEPs, go CLEP this, CLEP that. You got $4,500 a year in tuition assistance while you're in, go use it, you know. It might be easier for some people to use it than others. It's hard to do college work when you're deployed and flying missions all the time. It's a really hectic schedule. I think most people should be able to use at least a little bit of their tuition assistance while they're in. That way that when they get out, they might already have a year, 2 years of college done. And then the rest is pretty much just what you're interested in. You know, you got your generals out of the way. That would be a good one. I would say planning earlier. Your transition can really sneak up on you if you let it. So I would say plan early. Think about what you're going to do. Talk to other people that, you make friends, you make comrades while you're in. Then some might get out before you. Go talk to them, see what they're doing, how they transition. Because we're all part of a team, doesn't change when you leave. So talk to your coworkers, talk to your friends, talk to your family. Make it a team exercise. Like, hey, you're getting out soon. What are you doing? Talk to yourself like you're a parent.
Great points. Whenever I'm presenting at bases, the one thing I try to emphasize to them is don't wait till the end. Start at least a year out, if not more, because a lot of people wait till the end. They sit through the PowerPoints and go home, and then they're starting at zero. So if we can get more transitioning service members and military spouses to be getting indoctrinated and getting their resume up to date and doing all the training to get them prepped, I think they'll have an easier time of it.
Absolutely.
Now, I know you've only been with Salute 8 months, but I've always felt that veterans are a perfect fit for the industry, for the data center industry, the military community, I feel is. Do you believe that, and why?
Yes, I absolutely do believe it. I would say, like I said before, the number one is the skills, obviously, that the military teaches you, but it's also a certain type of individual that you can rely on. I would say prior service military people, they have a real disciplined work ethic. The military instills that in you. You can work long hours. You're there until the problem is solved. Because when you're in, you can't just call it a day and walk off. Because some of this equipment does have a huge impact on the war effort or the base or other people's lives. So you can't just say, oh, well, it's 5 o'clock, gotta go home. No, you gotta make sure the job is done before you're able to go home. So working long hours is a big one. Pressure, sometimes you cannot let that data center go down, just like you can't let critical equipment in the field go down. And so those are big ones. Like I said, the technical skills, teamwork. A big one is just being a part of a team, building those relationships with your coworkers, and making molding well with everybody else that's working in that data center with you, because nothing will ruin a job faster than having a bad team or a bad attitude about your work environment. And so when you're in the military, it forces you to get along with you have no choice but to get along with the other guys and women. And so the ability to work in a team is another big part of that.
Zach, thanks for all the great input. This show is all about trying to share our lessons learned, the good and the bad, with our fellow veterans so that they can get into this industry and have a great quality of life. I'm fortunate for you being on the team. I feel really fortunate to be partnered with Edge Connects on this series because together we have put so many people into the industry that prior to that were making sandwiches or delivering furniture. And I think our career field is so much more stimulating and professionally fulfilling that getting people from the military community into it does both good for the industry and for the veterans and military spouses. So if you want more information on how to get into this industry, please look us up on the web. We're www.salutemissioncritical.com. Salute Mission Critical is all one word, and you can hit us and you can find me on LinkedIn and send me any questions that you have. Look forward to getting you on the team. Thank you.